So today's video is going to be ranking the mid-seasons. We're going to be ranking all the mid-seasons for all the seasons. You might be thinking, did all seasons even have a mid-season? All seasons did break. Some were more relevant than others, some were a bit more dramatic than others, but the break divided the seasons into A and B. Some were more impactful than others. I'll be ranking them based on from best to worst. So let's just get straight into it. I'm ranking them based on entertainment, the plot, and the most important thing is the cliffhanger, in my opinion. We need to be engaged as an audience and entertained, because you wouldn't want to watch something boring. It needs to have a good plot, and the cliffhanger needs to make us want to come back and tune in after a break. There are 7 seasons, which means there's 7 mid-season finales to rank. They are going to be rated out of 30. Bottom, I have season 7. So the plot was, we found out whether they were getting into Dance Mania or not, if Summer was getting into Dance Mania as a soloist or not. I didn't like Summer. I thought she was a bitch, if I'm honest, in this episode. I just didn't like her in season 7 whatsoever. Literally, I just didn't. It was very boring. It was very love-focused. I hated how Finn cheated on Amy. Piper was acting weird and getting involved in Amy and Henry and sort of trying to avoid Finn, even though they are just friends. It gave a big cliffhanger in the fact that we had to watch to find out how Finn was going to tell Amy he'd kissed Piper, and the prep for Dance Mania was going to start. The plots did have an equal amount of tension. I didn't like how there were too many plots in a way, some weren't trivial compared to others. So definitely do agree that some we didn't care about as much as others. Emily finds out they couldn't go to nationals because they're doing Dance Mania. Finn does find out Piper likes him. Ozzy fakes liking Kingston and Lily's relationship. This is one thing I hated, Kingston and Lily's relationship. Ugh, cringe. Cleo couldn't care less about her decision and whether she leaves or moves down to Beetroot. Cleo was a snake, and I didn't like the fact she was a snake. I do like when lots of things are going on, but I did feel like some things didn't need to happen, we needed main plots and cut the plots that didn't have as much relevance. So the plots I would suggest cutting was Cleo, Lily and Kingston, Summer finding out because she didn't need to find out in the same building, she's not welcome anymore. And just have Piper and Amy and Finn and Dance Mania, and that's it. And they should have also cut the cheating, because it was unrealistic Piper to be cheating on her best friend, because she saw Riley do that to her brother James. Obviously, keeping Finn finding out Piper likes him, because that's kind of a good thing, because we can see how they go about it without cheating in a way. Cleo just didn't have the character development to make us want to care about whether she stays. She wasn't a pivotal character. The plots, yes, they entertained me, some more than others. Some were just boring and I didn't care. They should have had the Dance Mania plot. They could have it where Emily finds out on her own that they can't go to nationals if they do Dance Mania. Then she tells Nick, because she comes into the office when Nick's in there, and she confesses to Nick. And then at the end of the episode, they tell the team. It makes it more dramatic, gives it more of a big cliffhanger than an unrealistic cliffhanger. I rated it 22 out of 30. Next is season 3. I like season 3. The plot was Amanda got sent to Sweden. Ella came over from England. Talia and Eldon were working on getting Eldon to 30 pirouettes so she could date him, which Ella tries to help with. Michelle wasn't sure if she was going to carry on at the next step or not. It was entertaining with so much happening in a good way. The cliffhanger was Michelle not being sure if she was going to stay with the next step or not. It did feel like another episode, but I think that was a good way. Like season 3 all episodes worked seamlessly together, which is good. I've rated it 24 out of 23. Next is season 1. The plot was the E-Girls were trying to get rid of Michelle. They were rehearsing Emily's regionals routine. Michelle shows her routine to Kate and Chris. Michelle becomes the new dance captain. James and Riley talk about how the math thing went, and James realises he might be pulled from the studio. It was good because everything had relevance. There wasn't too much happening, not the biggest cliffhanger, because we kind of knew James was going to be pulled from the studio because kind of saw it coming in a way, and James also said it, so it kind of wasn't the biggest cliffhanger. It said what was going to happen next, which I thought was good, so it has scored 25 out of 30. Next is season 6. The plot is we find out Noah is too old to compete in the intermediate advanced division. Summer competes in the solo competition against all the other competitors for the 5-point advantage. Also, it's Leon Blackwood's workshop where Emily's like thinking of who she's going to get to replace Amy. Find out about Davis and how Emily wants to recruit her to replace Amy, and Jackie doesn't want her on the team. It's busy without being too busy, has relevance. I've given it a 26 out of 30. The reason why it is a bit higher is because there's a lot. It's a bit more interesting, I would say, in a way. Like it has, like with sort of the cliffhanger, there was more of a cliffhanger basically. Like the cliffhanger was what are they going to do? How are they going to solve this problem now they don't have the 5-point advantage? And what are they going to do? Are they going to keep narrowing the team or not? What they're going to do. Next is season 5. The plot was TNS East and TNS West are trying to decide where they should hold their 10-person battle. They do their pas de deux to decide home studio advantage. Michelle kicks Elliot off the team. Michelle says to Emily we don't have enough dancers to compete. Noah and Henry apologise to each other, and Henry and Jackie put their problems from the past behind them and they all become friends. Noah joins Michelle's troupe. The cliffhanger is what are TNS East going to do now they don't have their best male dancer? Emily at the end of the episode says it all, like, I liked what she did at the end, how she just threw her pen down. You may just want to tune in because we're going to find out what are TNS going to do now they've lost Noah. Who's going to regionals? What's going to happen? The Noah and Henry thing I like because it shows they're all maturing in the fact they're all becoming friends and they're putting the problems from the past behind them. The reason why it is high because the cliffhanger was a lot bigger, even bigger. Like we're going to find out who's ultimately going to regionals and what TNS are going to do now they've lost Noah. It is a good cliffhanger because everyone like wants to know who's going to regionals, and it's the same with like season 6 in that everyone loves Noah. I'm gonna rate this a 27 out of 30 because some of the others are going to be even bigger cliffhangers. Next is season 4. I didn't enjoy the season overall, but I have given them 29 out of 30. I like how there was lots going on. The one thing I didn't like was the Amy and Sloan in the lounge thing. Would have been nice if Amy goes up to Sloan and says, I want to repair our friendship, let's audition for the duet. Instead of that, Noah and Rochelle could have a conversation so Rochelle can find out if Noah's okay. I like how they were practicing their duets, and I like the duet auditions and the cheating thing. Oh my god, that was so big. Like that was the biggest cliffhanger ever. Like we could find out, like how's Riley gonna tell James? Is Piper gonna tell James? What's gonna happen? Is James gonna come back because Piper's told him? what's gonna happen, what's Alfie gonna do, like are Piper and Alfie gonna dance in the qualifier, all that kind of stuff. First place I put season 2. I liked seeing how, I liked the plot, I thought so much happened. The plot was we see Michelle and Miss Kate have a conversation in the dark, and Michelle then leaves. Emily finds out the shocking fact in the mall, seeing Amanda and Lucianne talking about how they're going to take down the next step. And Riley and Emily talk about Amanda and being a double agent and how they need to come up with a plan. Emily insults everyone. Amanda decides to trust Emily. Amanda gets the solo. The cliffhanger was, how's Emily gonna save the team? What's gonna happen? Are the next step even gonna go to nationals in the end? So it like makes you wanna tune in to see the next bit. So I've given it 30 out of 30. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.